Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up next, the Racing Podcast. Hello and welcome, racing fans, to the one and the only RP, the Racing Podcast, presented by American Podcasting, available at apodradio.com, also available at Spreaker.com, #sports. I'm your host, Manny A. This is show number 814, and last weekend, action was at the Glen, Watkins Glen International. Saturday was last week's Xfinity event. Saturday, the Zippo 200. Joey Logano, the winner there, and then number 12 Ford. He led 39 laps, dropped 4 points. Second place, Bart Keselowski in the 22 Ford. He led 40 laps and also dropped 4 points. And then third place, Chris Buescher in the number 60 Ford. He led two laps and gained and lost 0 points. Joey Logano started first and came in first. Brad Keselowski started second and came in second. And then Chris Buescher started fifth and came in third. And Sunday was last weekend's NASCAR Sprint Cup event. Sunday was the Cheez-It 355 winner, Joey Logano again in the 22 Ford this time. He led 1 lap. Second place was Kyle Busch in the 18 Toyota. He led 3 laps and gained 2 points. And third place, Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Chevy, and he led 29 laps. And Joey Logano started 16th, came in first. Kyle Busch started 8th and come in second. And then Kevin Harvick started 4th and came in third. And again, both races from Watkins Glen. Now, as a program note, before we continue, Racing Podcast is taking next week off. Next week's the 20th. Excuse me. Next week is the 20th. So we'll be back on the 27th. However, I got the schedule set up for this weekend and next weekend because August 19th, 20th. 21st and 22nd is actually 3 night races at Bristol. And August 22nd, the big one, that's the Sprint Cup night race at Bristol. So I'm going to get the schedule for that today. So just to let you know that next week, Racing Podcast takes the day off, and we'll be back on the 27th. So just so you know about that. So the Cheez-It 355, Watkins Glen International. Scheduled number of laps was 90, actual was 90, and air temperature 82 degrees. Race started at 2:23 p.m. Eastern Time. Race finish time was 4:57. Pole sitter AJ Allmendinger, who of course won the Watkins Glen race back in 2014. And the red and yellow rumble strips, which are normally red and white, or on some tracks it's blue and yellow, but they had red and yellow rumble strips because of the Cheez-Its. Red and yellow Cheez colors, that's why they had that. And, now there's 11 turns in total on the course at Watkins Glen, but they actually only used 7 turns. They bypassed, they went from turn 5, and they skipped 6, 7, 8, 9, and went straight to 10. There's actually the part called the boot, and that was the part that they bypassed. So even though there's 11 turns in the whole course, they actually only used 7. Color guard, I think it was the New York State National Guard, or the State Troopers, I think. And the invocation was Reverend David Fife, Bentley Wesleyan Church. National Anthem, David Cook, winner of the American Idol winner, season 7 of American Idol, along with Kip Uplinger, Empire Interpreting Services. Flyover C-130s from the 113th Airlift Wing from Niagara Falls, New York. Gentlemen, start your engines command. Vice President of Kroger's, Mel Bombretzi, and Greg Cox, who is the coordinator of grocery edibles for Kroger. And the cars roll off onto the track at approximately 2:12 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Sorry for the paper rumbling, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, top 3 at lap 2, Allmendinger, Truex Jr., and Tony Stewart. And 18 car, Kyle Busch car, his car was smoking a little bit. That was reported during lap 2. And then, so Jimmy Johnson misses a turn and hits the brakes. Incident at the inner loop and had to stop completely in order to re-enter the pack. So now, if you go to Wikipedia, they show a layout of the Watkins Glen, and there's a one part called the inner loop. You can actually go straight and go directly to the outer loop, but they didn't go that way. They actually had to cut into the inner loop and come back around. I believe they call that the bus stop area. And so he missed a turn, had to hit the brakes, back up, and then go down that turn to follow the rest of the cars. And good thinking too, because if you keep going, you actually get penalized for that, actually. That was during lap 6. Top 3, lap 7, Allmendinger, Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick. Allmendinger, the 47 car, with a .313 second lead over Truex Jr. at lap 7. The 43 car loses it, and he goes into the 16 car, and then gets T-boned by the 27. They just bumped each other. No question for that. 43, Eric Almirola, he heads to the pit box. Of course, 16, Greg Biffle, 27, Paul Menard. Top 3 at lap 22 consisted of Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and A.J. Allmendinger. Truex Jr. with a .70 second lead over Harvick. Lap 22, that dropped to .38 seconds at lap 24. Jeff Gordon having some brake trouble. That was reported. Greg Biffle, trouble at the entrance at the inner loop. Again, him too misses the turn. And he actually goes across the grass to get down that turn. And then he had debris. His car kicked up a lot of grass, and that would bring out the first caution then at lap 25, and that would be for debris from Greg Biffle's car. 26 car gets popped for pitting too soon. 26 driven by Jed Burton. The 15 car gets popped for over the wall too soon. Clint Boyer. Radio officials saying we got a lot of grass debris at the inner loop area. And 41, 48 in the 11 car, radio communication from the officials. 41 over the wall too soon, and then 48 too fast, section 1, and then 11 too fast, section 5. So the 41 car, Kurt Busch, crew over the wall too soon. 48 too fast, and Jimmy Johnson, and then the 11 car, Denny Hamlin, also too fast as well. So green flag comes out lap 28, and the race would restart at lap 29. Top 3 at lap 29, Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, and David Ragan. And now, then you had the issue with Denny Hamlin's car. Denny Hamlin's car, his hood flew open, and which was crazy. What happened? Well, he actually got black flagged, which means if they black flag you, you have to come into pit. And he went back out there, but I'm not. Yeah, he actually made a little contact on the back of the 38 car with David Gilliland, and his hood came open, and he was actually peeking through under. If you saw that race, you would see how the hood was bent, and so they had to bring him back in to get that fixed. But that would actually bring out question number 2 for debris from the Leoman car. What happened was, if you saw that race, they took the saws and just cut the hinges and took the hood right off. But there was a little piece of sheet metal hanging still when they sent him back out there, and the piece of sheet metal just popped off, and then that brought out the second caution. You had a beneficiary there, or the lucky dog as they call it, Greg Biffle, so the piece of the hood falls off after a quick fix. Crew member grabs a new hood, and the guy starts running with the new hood, and they finally they put a new hood on eventually. So actually they put the new hood on during caution number 3. I had to double check that. Top 3 at lap 36. So the green flag comes out from caution 2, and then the race would restart lap 36. Top 3 at lap 36, Bart Keselowski, Carl Edwards, David Ragan. 51 car spins, loses it, and straightens it out. 51 Justin Allgaier, incident entrance to the entrance of turn 1, no question there. That happened during lap 37. Allgaier had beef with Jimmy Johnson, saying that he will pay him back if he gets up to him. Okay, apparently Jimmy Johnson had something to do with him spinning. Okay, assuming Jimmy Johnson maybe or maybe not had something to do with the 51 spinning. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. And of course, the big thing with racing is that if someone taps your car and makes you spin, right away they think the guy did it on purpose. So you always get that little beef, okay? 42 and the 3 car made contact during lap 42. The 42 car, Kyle Larson, 3 Austin Dillon, and he winds up cutting his left rear tire. No caution right there. And then you get to lap 45, which marks the race halfway mark. Again, only 90 laps this race. Top 3, lap 45, Keselowski, Edwards, and Truex Jr. Then, lap 45 comes caution number 3, Austin Dillon, left rear flat, back straightaway, tire shredded, Aric Almirola, beneficiary there. And then, let's see, the 3 car, Austin Dillon, he also gets popped for too fast on pit road. Then you had a race off of pit road 2, Jimmy Johnson the winner there, and followed by Joe Logano. Green flag comes out lap 49, and the restart lap 50. But they didn't complete lap 50 until when question number 4 came out. Jay McMurray, which was a little accordion effect, the guy in front of Jay McMurray stopped, and then all of a sudden Jay McMurray stopped, and all the guys behind him went into another 4 cars behind him, and so the 27 into the 1, which was started. There was another car behind the 27, and then there was a 3rd car. So 4 cars all together, and Jay McMurray and Paul Menard, the one in 27, and that incident happened actually at the restart. Bunch of other cars involved, including Casey Kane, and Casey Kane actually got some damage a little bit. 47 car has some issues. He gets pushed back by the truck, the big truck there, back to pit road. Allmendinger loses power, and during question 4, they call it getting towed, but you get pushed by that big truck. They push you into the back to pit road, and 47 though gets some fuel and tires, and he heads back out there. And the thing with 47, AJ Allmendinger, because he had a bad day on Sunday, and everyone thought he was going to win again because he won last year. So that was the big news with AJ Allmendinger in the 47. 4 cars go into each other, and that's what happened, and that's what brought out question number 4. Which actually brought out a red flag. I forgot about that. Red flag displayed at lap 350 at 3:52 p.m. 52 laps completed at this time, and of course, when the red flag comes out, you got to stop working on all your cars. Finally, around 4 o'clock or so, 8 minutes approximately, they go back to yellow, and then the green flag would come back out, and the restart lap 55. Jeff Gordon penalized for driving through too many pit stalls, and Jamie McMurray, he gets they tape his car up. They put the black tape on the car there, fixed him up a little bit, and headed back out there. Top 3, lap 57, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Carl Edwards. Question 5, lap 57, Jimmy Johnson loses it. Tony Stewart stopped on the track. The Tony Stewart incident first, and then Jimmy Johnson incident simultaneously. They didn't contact each other though, but anyway, you had 2 incidents at the same time going on, and that brought out question number 5. AJ Allmendinger, a beneficiary there, and the Team 83 penalized for uncontrolled tire. The 83 car driven by Matt DiBenedetto. Jay McMurray and Jimmy Johnson popped for too many over the wall. Then restart lap 61. Top 3 at lap 61. Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, and Truex Jr. And then at 62 is Harvick, Kenseth, and Truex Jr. again. Casey Kane also returns to the race. Dale Jr. battles Truex for 3rd. And then you had a top 5 at lap 64, which was now top 5 lap 64, and there were all Chevys except for 1. So out of that top 5, you had 4 that were Chevys, with the exception of the 27 car. Number 20 car, Matt Kenseth. Okay, but you had 4 cars in the top 5 that were Chevys. There was Harvick in 1st, Truex in 3rd, Kyle Larson 4th,